Hey, what's up, blues fans? This is John with the Blues Guitar Institute, and this is your Tuesday Blues Lesson 17. Alright, so in this lesson, what I want to do is focus on a simplified version of the classic Robert Johnson turnaround in the key of A, like you just heard in that 12-bar blues in A. And I'm not going to dive into the specifics on each chord. We're going to focus just on the turnaround. We've already, through the Tuesday Blues series, learned how to put together that basic A 12-bar blues with some cool fingerstyle, licks and things in there. So, go back and review those lessons if you haven't gotten that quite up to speed. But once you do, and you've built sort of this thing that's just, one chord meets another chord meets another chord, you're really lacking a few things to turn that into a real sort of, bona fide blues tune. And the most obvious thing that's missing, if you just go from chord to chord, in my opinion, is the turnaround, because it really gets you excited about the end of the progression, and then it just sets you up so nicely for starting it all over again. So I hope you heard what I mean when you listen to that little piece just now. But anyway, let's focus on a simplified version of the Robert Johnson turnaround for this lesson. Here we go. Okay, so I want to play just the turnaround for you a couple of times so that you know where we're going and you can get this idea in your head. And then I'll show you note for note what exactly to do on the guitar. So here we go. All right, cool. So here we go. What I'm doing to play that is I've got my ring finger on my fret hand coming down on the 5th fret of the 4th string, and then my pinky finger's on the 5th fret of the 1st string. So you're skipping over a few strings here, and we're really going to focus, at least for this first part, on the 4th and 1st strings. And in fact, we're going to pinch these two, and then we're going to keep this pinky finger planted on the 5th fret, which is that A note, and then we're going to walk down from the G to the G flat to the F and then to the A. Sorry, the E. And you'll hear that I'm doing a little more picking here. It's a pinch with the 1st string by itself in between. So last time you just do a solid pinch. Okay, so and I'm using, right then I was using my thumb and my index finger to pick that out, but typically I'll use my thumb and my ring finger here. But you could certainly use, any finger pairing that you want, but I definitely recommend using the thumb for this 4th string. You just get that nice sort of more aggressive, thumpy sort of sound here. So I would definitely recommend that. But as far as which of these 4 fingers you want to use, that's entirely up to you. If you want to do it with your pinky, more power to you. Just do whatever feels comfortable and whatever gets these notes sounding clearly for you. So again. All right, now practice just that. This is like the first segment, and to me, this is the part that really makes the turnaround. It's the fact that this A is sort of being stated over and over and over again, but yet you've got this sort of descending bass here. So cool, incredibly cool, and kind of the characteristic of a turnaround in general. Okay, so the next part of this we move into is the E portion of this turnaround. We've got this part. Then you're going to hit an open 1st string for that nice E note, let it ring, move into an E chord shape here, just a regular E major shape, and go down on your 6th string open, and then put your pinky down on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string and pick up on the top 2 strings. So let those ring together, and that gives this nice sort of E7 outline. There you go. And you can even catch that 3rd string on that little upstroke. Alright, I'll do that a couple times slowly, and then we'll put it together again. Alright, now up to speed, we've got something like this. And the only difference I like to do to kind of spice this up, or at least one of the things, is maybe get a little loose with the strumming. You know, for the example, I just hit the open 6th string and then up on these 2. But there is nothing wrong with making a big statement on this E chord in the final bit. And strumming just freely and just kind of let it go and feel what feels right to the beat of the song. So, you know, definitely put your own little personal flair on it in that piece for sure. All right, so there you go. Lesson 17 is all about a classic stripped down version of a Robert Johnson turnaround in the key of A. I really hope you dig it because, you know, before we've been putting together an A chord, just ramming it right up together with a D chord, and then here comes the E chord. But you really need something to kind of tie all this together. And one of those devices that we use in blues to do that is the turnaround, like we just learned. So, you know, you can put this in the last 2 bars of a 12-bar progression, and it's a very standard, very classic, traditional thing to do. But with that, this particular stripped down version of the Robert Johnson turnaround is a great jumping off point for some awesome musical ideas and things that I'm sure with time you'll take this and just run with it. So you can make this anything that you want, but definitely start here and get this particular turnaround down, and then over time we'll show you some cool ideas that you can add into your turnarounds to make them a little more your own, a little more interesting. But with that, that takes a wrap on lesson 17. I hope you really enjoyed it, and as always, if you have any questions, just hit me up on the website. I'll be happy to help. All right, thanks, and I'll see you in lesson 18 next Tuesday.